Welcome back. All right, stage two. It is all the talk. So let's bring in Mike Eppel and see where he's going to be shopping. Good morning, Mike. Or not.
That is a big question, actually. Yeah, how are you, Melanie?
I'm okay. How are you? You heard from all of our viewers there. Do you think you're going to be going back to the shopping mall?
I'm in no rush particularly. I think a lot of people maybe are just to get out of the house.
Yeah.
You know, there's the mental component of this, the fact that you kind of want to get out a little bit more than you certainly have recently. The flip side, of course, is which businesses will actually reopen even if they can tomorrow, because you look at, well, the costs involved. You know, you have to put in new safety measures for, you know, a small business operating on a small margin for profitability before all of this. Well, you've got added costs. You got to bring the staff back. You might not be able to be operating at full capacity, and then you have to balance the risk reward to all of this and say, is it worth it? So I think it's going to be interesting to see exactly how many business operators actually do take advantage of the fact that they can reopen tomorrow. Certainly people, you know, are clamoring to get haircuts and, you know, just get outside, sit in a patio, maybe have a drink or some food. But at the same time, just because they can reopen doesn't necessarily mean that they will.
Yeah, 100%. I know the hair salon that I go to is not opening until Friday. I think they just need to put all the measures in place and kind of get through the backlog of appointments and getting people in.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right?
when is your appointment?
Who knows?
My wife
when?
got a call yesterday. It's like a month from now.
That's the thing. That's
you know, that's the thing, right?
But it's all positive, though. We're moving in a positive direction, so let's look at it that way. Let's talk
slowly
about
but surely. Yes.
Yes, that's the way we have to see it, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Canada-U.S. trade. So a number of issues that we continue to watch here.
Well, next Wednesday, the new NAFTA, the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade deal, takes effect. Hey, remember how that was what we were talking about for so long when they were trying to renegotiate that thing? Well, in advance of that, the U.S. has a little wrinkle that they're going to put in. They're going to hit Canadian aluminum exports with a 10% tariff because the Americans have realized that their sales of aluminum, maybe some other products, because of a global pandemic, it slowed the economy, so their companies are struggling a little bit. So guess what? They want to do some protectionist measures to support their businesses. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any type of, well, actually what they want is Canada to impose export tariffs on this side. So, I mean, it's interesting, the trade maneuvers that are ongoing. Overnight, the U.S. had to walk back some comments about a trade deal between the U.S. and China, that maybe the talks were off. They say, no, everything's fine. So we're, you know, we're talking, dare we say, more normalized economic signals or trade talks that we were for quite some time before, of course, the pandemic struck.
Dare you not say Mike Eppel?
I just did.
There's no take-backing. Let's talk finally about some of the numbers here, and Apple still in the headlines here, of course.
Yeah, it sure is. Record high this morning. They had their big worldwide developers conference yesterday. Did announce a split from Intel, going to bring in their own or expand the use of their own computer chips. It basically just solidifies the control of Apple on their own ecosystem. They're developing their own microprocessors. They don't have to wait for Intel to do whatever it was that they were doing. They can roll out updates a lot faster this way. Of course, this is a multi-year project. They're also going to redesign the screen on the iPhone because it's actually one of the largest redesigns they're saying in years for the iPhone. New translation app being brought in, another iOS number 14 apparently. But yeah, it was interesting to see. I mean, this Apple is leading the recovery rally here, Melanie. We've got markets way up again this morning just on the prospects of a V-shaped economic recovery. Whether or not that is true, that remains to be seen, of course. But the hope trade is in full effect, and the market's way up already.
Absolutely. All right, Mike, as always, we thank you for your time.
All right. Thank
you. Talk to you tomorrow.